hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope that everybody is enjoying their morning so far. We know it's early. Welcome back to another episode of the Queen Mimi Blog Show. Hope that everybody is doing good. As always, staying blessed and staying safe. We ain't finna lie, y'all. We made it through another week. It's Friday, y'all. We are tired. We done had a lot going on, getting back on track, all that good stuff, getting things in order, getting things situated. They already know how it goes. But overall, as we always say, Allah's the greatest. So we doing good over here. Doing pretty good. Nothing to complain about. Wouldn't do no good anyway, all that good stuff. But anywho, we're gonna get into today's topic for the show. Soft but not weak. Modesty, power, and peace, redefining softness, submission, and strength as a Muslim woman in today's world. So, for those that know already, we talk about Islam on this show, and we're talking real topics. And for those that don't know, yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about. So, if this ain't for you, we always say this, you might want to exit now because we're about to get into it today. So, the reason why this is relevant in today's society, this world, everything that's going on is because real talk, our people just don't have the truth. We see videos every day, our husbands see them every day of us unaliving each other, stealing, robbing, cheating and doing all kinds of sodomy and doing unspeakable things to each other. And it's because we've been led wrong, we've been taught wrong, especially as women. We don't know how to tell men no, or dodge the red flags, or avoid, abuse or heartbreak, all that BS. You know what I'm saying? We fall right into it. And with our personal journey, short version for those that haven't heard already, lost dad at a young age, child abuse, foster care, bounced from home to home, had kids, 4 kids before we hit 30. Different daddies. We're gonna go ahead and say that. Been through the homelessness, domestic violence, the having something, losing it, abuse, verbal, mental, financial, cut off from family, all that stuff. Seeking opportunities, people blocking them, talking about us, lying, cheating, doing, just making us look like the villain, the bad guy. When what I'm saying, we've been dirty. We've done stuff we had no business doing. Getting in situations we didn't know how it's gonna turn out, but getting in situations, just all that stuff, just messing ourselves up, all because we ain't had the truth and we was led wrong, raised wrong, and we didn't know better. So finding Islam, we're going on next year, January will be 5 years since we accepted and started learning Islam. And our husband, of course, is the one that's teaching us, so he can attest to everything we're saying. It's been a journey, a beautiful one at that. When we first got into learning Islam, we had a lot of questions. We didn't hesitate, first off. We still remember this story to this day. We kept looking at our husband's computer and it said in the name of Allah on there. And we looking like, because we never paid attention to the name before we came up here, because we talked on Facebook for about a year before we came up here. So we never paid attention to his last name, which is Muhammad. And we finally get up here, finally, after a year. And we kept seeing on his computer, and we kept seeing him saluting. And we just started asking questions like, you Muslim? You follow Islam? And he like, yeah. And it was like, we need some books. And I think we asked a couple questions before that, but we need some books. Because the whole point of us getting out of Atlanta was realizing what we doing wasn't working. We're going to keep going in the same circle over and over again, doing the same stuff over and over again, and it's not going to end up different. So after that fiasco and that disaster in Atlanta, we need to do something different. So that's what we wind up finding. It found us, we found it, we don't even care. Point is we here. That's all that matters. So we was talking with our husband at the time, and he was like, yeah, I follow this, I don't follow Master Father Muhammad, to me praise for Elijah Muhammad. We started asking questions, and we like, We need books. Like, yeah, we asked twice because that's the protocol. Got our books, Holy Quran, went from there. And one of the first things he told us, because we had that little horrible wig on, looking like a German shepherd, first thing he said was, you gotta take that wig off. We ain't hesitate. And it took a minute with this hair. It took a minute with this hair, y'all. We ain't finna lie. We look like
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that. That's what we look like. We look like what the hell? Cause we was wearing wigs and weed, you know what I'm saying?
Wrong diet too.
Wrong diet, not loving ourselves. We finna get into that. Wrong diet, our skin, the way we look now, we did not look like this 4 years ago. Hair was nappy, like nappy roots, y'all. We ain't even finna lie. Skin was still horrible. We was skinny because we was barely eating and we was putting wrong stuff in our body. You know what I'm saying? Being around the wrong people. Like I said, we didn't know. Nails horrible. Did we have our nails when we first came up here? No, we can't remember. We probably did. Who knows? We might have had them. Like I said, who knows? But had to fix our nails. Had to start working out and doing all that. And the first thing he told us was, "No, you gotta take that wig off." No hesitation. We snatched that thing off because we actually hated wearing them, but our excuse was is I ain't got time to do my hair. I ain't got time to wash my hair. I ain't got time. I got too much stuff going on. Make the time. We just had excuses. Make the time. And whether we did or didn't, that don't matter. But make the time. That's what's important. You gotta take care of yourself. And nobody took the time to even do things like that. But everybody has something to say though. Everybody got something to say. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, taking care of yourself. But ain't nobody had no solutions to that though. All that good stuff. So our personal journey, we started reading, studying. Of course, we had a lot of questions. Her husband answered them. We combated a little bit, only because we didn't understand at first. Because what I'm saying, our brain it take a minute. Some things take a minute, especially with Islam. There's something brand new we walking into. We had no clue what to expect. We knew it was gonna be some changes. We knew it was gonna have to let things go. We had to disappear for a minute, so we didn't do no shows, no music, no nothing until we figured out where we was gonna fit in and do it the modest way and blah blah blah. I think we mentioned that last week on our show, which is why we're gonna be doing our modeling different, our music different, our shows, networking, all that stuff. So it's gonna be, for our benefit. And we first came in, we combated, we went back and forth, like, what do you mean? Why we got to hold on? I don't understand. Oh, no, so we had questions, all that stuff, but as we kept studying, and we still are now, and asking questions when we didn't understand, we started learning. Found our righteous name, which is Manima Muhammad. So we had to do all that as well. And her husband was there, guiding us, leading us, teaching us, and 4 years later, like we said, January will be 5. Since we started learning, December of this year will be 5 years since we left Atlanta. Best decision we ever made. In January, like it was like a month later, we came up here to Indiana. So best decision we ever made. I'm saying our personal journey has been a beautiful one. We've learned everything brand new. How to do things brand new and still learning. We always gonna be learning. No matter how many times we read these books, our Holy Quran, we still gonna be learning. So yeah, that's our personal journey. Came up here, found our husband. I'm saying he's a brother minister as well. So by rank, with us being his wife, that makes us now a sister captain. So one of our responsibilities is to teach, which is what we're doing now. So yeah, that's our little personal journey. It's been beautiful. We cut people off, and that's one of the other reasons why we cut people off is because you gotta want to be taught. You gotta want to wake up, reclaim your own, save your life. And a lot of people told us no. Business, personal, family, it told us no. So can't really help you, not permit to talk to you unless you want some books, unless you want to be taught. We already calling up payments with our dang on daughter. You know what we're saying? Son damn near put us in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to change our life. And we still remember, watch our husband. Watch what he say when we say this. Look what he's doing to you. Face like
Stopping you from eating drywall.
all over drywall, yeah. We're gonna get in that on another episode. But basically, people gonna try to stop you. They try to stop us, make their little comments like, no, I don't want it. I don't. Okay, but our job, let's make this clear. It's not to force anybody to learn nothing, to do nothing they don't want to do. Let's make that clear right now. That is not our job. Okay. So you don't want it, we ain't mad at you, but this is something that we chose to do. And let everybody else tell it down in Florida. What you say, baby? We've been held hostage. You know what I'm saying? We're being forced.
Yeah, you tied up in the closet. And I throw water on you once a week.
We've been forced to learn Islam, y'all. We ain't got no say so. We ain't got our own voice, our own mind.
We made you a POW.
Which is what they think of us anyway. We already know they think we stupid and we don't know nothing. So of course they're gonna think that. So that part we expected. We expected that. But no. Let's make this clear, y'all. For anybody that hear this, our job is not to force anybody to learn Islam. We are not being forced. We chose to learn because we did not want to be unalive. We did not want to lose our life. What we was doing was, and it's just our journey. What we was doing wasn't working for us. We had to do something different. And you know what? It wasn't a part of the plan. Islam was not a part of the plan. But you know what? We don't even care. It found us. We found it. We got it. That's the whole thing. But you gotta remember, Allah gonna have his own plan. So that's why we say that. It was a part of his plan. And we can still do everything we're doing. Now we just gotta do it the modest way. We gotta revamp and refresh and change everything, which is what we've been doing. We ain't did no photo shoot yet, but I'm saying all that's gonna be coming. We're not tripping. We actually don't mind. We don't. It's helped us so much. Like we said, we saw him ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Got our books, had to wait for it to come in the mail, got our Holy Quran, our Bible, our wisdom, started reading, started understanding, comprehending, listening to the theology of time, which is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches. And slowly but surely, we started making changes. We started cutting people off. We really started loving ourselves. And that's what Islam has helped us do, motivate us even now with everything we got going on to be better, to really just wake up, save our life, love ourselves, take better care of ourselves. And it's all had to come from within. Like we said before, our husband can give us the books, the blueprint, the teachings, the wisdom, all that. And we can still read and study and still do the same stuff we've been doing. So that means we ain't going to get nowhere. We're not going to evolve. We're not going to grow. Nothing ain't going to change. So you have to make them changes once you, submit. And that's what a lot of our people don't want to do. And we can just tell y'all, it's not the end of the world, for all our people that want to learn Islam. It's not. The reason why we're not permitted to do a lot of things is it's going to protect you and save your life, you genius. It's going to help you be better. It's going, from the outside looking in, of course it's going to look boring. Of course it is, because we don't go to no clubs, we ain't live, we don't need to be outside, we don't seek attention and all that stuff. Don't mean we ain't gonna pop out, don't mean we ain't gonna do nothing. You know what we're saying? We just don't do it like the way we used to no more. And we don't even mind. Like we said, we're gonna be for you and all that stuff. Club, we ain't doing the club thing no more. If ain't nobody gonna be there we can network with, we mean big people, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Really? What we just saying? What we just saying? You man, who's our dang on train thought?
It's not as bad as you think it is.
Thank you. So, why are we doing the show? It's not the end of the world, learning Islam, y'all. Forgive us. Our husbands had to ask us a question while we sitting here talking during the show. Why? It's not the end of the world, wanting to learn Islam and bow down and submit and changing your life and saving your life, like a lot of people think. Well, I don't know if I could do all that. You mean help other people? Save other people like somebody took the time to do with you? And a lot of people, from my husband's experience, done accepted, stepped in, played the role, and backslid, and don't know how they doing now, but then I don't think they here no more. They're not here no more. So we just tell people, if you don't want it, don't even waste the time. Don't even do all that. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect. We still ain't, he ain't. But you know what I'm saying? If you just gonna come in and play the role, just don't even do it, man. You're wasting your time. And you're gonna get a payment for it. But yeah, that's our personal journey with accepting Islam. Well, so far, you know what I'm saying, we should say. And that's just speaking for ourselves. It's helped us change our life and helped us be better. We still go through things, we still life. It still hits us too. But we proud of ourselves because now we know like how to deal with things better, how to handle things better, how to walk away, how to shut our mouth and not respond and react, let Allah handle everything. So that's our personal journey. And that's why now we want to help our people, help our sisters do the same thing. And like we said, our job is not to force nobody or make them do anything. They have to be willing to do it. And if not, like we're saying, no hard feelings. We can still be cool. You respect us, we respect you, all that good stuff. I'm saying we ain't got no problem. Y'all already know. But one of the things, that we deal with as, Muslim women is, we defining softness, especially in today's world, in today's society. And a lot of people don't know what that really means, softness. It can be defined as, gentleness, compassion, approachability that reflects inner calm and, emotional intelligence without, keyword, without compromising your personal strength or your boundaries. This is something we did not know before. So probably safe to say we weren't practicing our softness enough as we should have been. You know what I'm saying? Because this world does their best to project their stereotypes from reality, their ideas of how you should move and operate and look and dress and talk and behave. You got to walk 6 feet behind your husband. No, under Islam, we walk right beside our husband. He doesn't enter a door before we do. We go in first, and he does. We don't open our own doors. He does all that stuff. So everybody has their own ideology of how you should operate as a person. And like we said, look at their life. Stop listening to them. They ain't got no truth. Stop listening to them. They ain't doing good for themselves. And we out here listening to them and hanging on their every word and all that stuff. And look at it. Look at it. For real. They ain't even getting it. How they gonna help you out of here with that? But we have to know how to separate that. Being soft, especially under Islam, it's not about being weak or being passive. It's about choosing grace over aggression, meaning being loud, you know, rude, baby talk, profanities, what y'all call it. Now I'm saying, which is how we used to be. Empathy over your ego, showing compassion to other people instead of why I got to help them, why I got to teach them, why I got to do. No, it ain't about you. Showing compassion to people, it says in our wisdom, don't judge another person because they don't know, or another Muslim because they don't know. You was at a point where you didn't know. We was at a point we didn't know. Our husband was at a point he didn't know. So, don't ever judge nobody. And being patient. That's something we are still learning how to teach ourselves instead of acting on impulse and just jumping out there, reacting, doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Taking the opportunity without seeing it all the way through, looking at it from all angles and sides, and whatever path you choose to do. Having strength with kindness, control, and dignity. There's nothing wrong with that. Under Islam, softness is often tied to, and we're going to make sure we say this correctly, Rama, which is mercy, and Hikmah, which is wisdom. Virtues that guide strong yet gentle action. So being a soft Muslim woman, it don't mean you weak. It does not mean you weak. You're still strong. You just choosing to be humble, chill, relax, all that good stuff, and conduct yourself like a woman. We heard this phrase, and it did offend us at first that women should be seen and not heard. And we starting to understand what that means because a lot of women take that as an insult, but we don't think it's meant to be that way. You should be seen in a modest way, in a righteous way, instead of being loud and argumentative and all ghetto and ratchet like a lot of us operate, or we used to operate. Then we learn that ain't how we need to operate. So sitting back and just relaxing, being calm and all that, it don't mean you're soft. It don't mean none of that. Um, you can still be strong. That's right, baby. You can still be strong and still be gentle. You ain't got to be all loud and crazy and all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with showing gentleness and compassion. Good Lord, people think that really takes away from them, but it doesn't. It does not. It actually shows that you care about somebody other than yourself. That you actually want to help somebody without wanting something in return. So we don't know everything, but we know that much, and we don't mind. Even before we started learning Islam, we was like that. We would help people out, give them food, give them a ride, and we're not that type to expect something in return. Whether we get blessed or anything happens for us, no, that's not what we're looking for. We do that, you geniuses, because we've been there. We needed help. We needed a ride. We needed somebody to be there for us. And sometimes people were, sometimes they weren't. So you never know. And you never know. That could be you one day. We always say, I ain't never gonna wind up homeless. I ain't never gonna wind up homeless. My husband ain't never gonna leave me. Okay. You don't know where life gonna take you. That's why we never said that. We wind up homeless. And we never even said that out of our mouth. So you never know where your life is gonna take you at. So, under Islam, gentleness is to be embodied in your speech, the way you talk, in your actions, and in your decision making. Allah is gentle and He loves gentleness in all things. Compassion is not selective. You can't pick and choose who you want to be compassionate to, and they don't deserve it, especially with our people. They don't deserve it. What they do to earn my respect? What they do to earn this? Who cares? Somebody saying the same thing about you? Who cares? What did you do to deserve it? We know we deserve a damn thing to earn Islam. When we think alive in the morning, we wake up. Thank you for choosing us. We don't know why you did. Ours is for a reason, but we know we ain't did nothing to deserve Islam. Nothing. But we still was chosen from birth. We made a deal from birth. So, hey, you think you're finna go through all this trouble and these changes just to do a 360? Nah, everybody can turn their back. Go ahead. It's our path now. It's who we stand for. It's who we stand with out of here. So we ain't here to force nobody to understand. Really don't care if they do. You know what I'm saying? You got your choice. You got your decision, however you want to put it. Hey, it is what it is. We can't control other people. But it extends to your family if they want to be taught. Strangers, same flavor. Our soldiers, animals, and the environment. Everything around you. Everything around you. And it says in the Holy Quran, the merciful are shown mercy by the most merciful. So be merciful to those on the earth, and the one above the heavens will have mercy upon you. Basically, treat people how you want to be treated. To sum that up, we keep telling people that energy you put out there, they don't believe us. They don't want to listen to us. Know what I'm saying? You get it back. You put evil out there, you're going to get evil. You put kindness out there, you're going to get kindness. You put compassion out there, you're going to get compassion. You got your chip on your shoulder, that's what you're going to attract. You're trying to tell people, but I'm saying, what do we know? What do we know? Strength through kindness, you know what I'm saying? It's not about harshness or being dominant over people. It's about self-control and responding to hostility with dignity. Now, this one we can definitely relate to because we did not respond to hostility with no dignity. We was, you ain't finna disrespect me. You gonna listen to me. You gonna understand me. Who are you? Who are you? And that is a straight fool. Wow, everybody was laughing. We know they was laughing. Duh. We say acting all ghetto and ratchet. We know they was laughing. We know this already. But yeah. And a lot of times, when you respond, sometimes no response is needed, especially when you're dealing with infidels and people that think they know more than you do, and they really don't. Because if we did the math, we got 76 trillion years of knowledge. You only got 6,000. Now we ain't no math wizard, but who got more knowledge than who? Just putting that out there. Okay. So you think you know more than we do? We gonna see. We already know, but we gonna see. So yeah, as is described in the Holy Quran, and by the mercy of Allah, you dealt with them gently. And if you had been rude in speech and harsh in heart, they would have been disbanded from you. There's the Holy Quran, Surah 3, verse 159. Yeah. Don't deal with people, especially under Islam, and be rude in speech. You cannot do that. That's what a lot of our people do. It makes it hard for us to teach. Good Lord. So treat people how you want to be treated. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach. Treat people how you want to be treated. Don't put that energy out there if you're not ready to reciprocate them. We see strangers every day. We be dashing, driving and stuff, just do whatever. Cut us off, jump out in front of us. We damn near hit them. All that stuff. We talk to family. They talk outside their neck. They talk crazy. Just text us all kind of inappropriate stuff. And we just sitting there looking like, don't even say nothing. Don't respond. They stupid. They gonna get what's coming to them. Really. And this is how simple minded people think. They actually think that nothing gonna happen to them. We don't care if we just cut somebody off. That's still evil. There's room for everybody to move around, do whatever they're doing, but these people out here drive like they own the road. They drive and act like nothing's gonna ever happen to them, like their nose in the air, look at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? And just disrespectful. Don't care. They're better than you. They run this. I don't know who told them that, but a lot of people don't move on this earth with that dignity or with self-control. They don't know how to be modest, especially our people. We see it every day on social media. We see it every day on Instagram. We treat each other so horrible, and we wonder why we in the spot we in our life, if we even wonder that at all. Like, for real, if we wonder that at all, if we even care. And we realize now a lot of people don't. They don't. They're just gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna do them. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, so it's all about you, huh? And they don't want to hear that. They definitely don't want to hear that. They getting their feelings when you say that to them because they know you're telling the truth. They know their selfish bastard and they don't care about nobody but themselves. They're not here to help nobody. They was not put on this earth to help nobody. That's the mentality that they got. That's why we so glad, because we never had a problem helping people. It's room for everybody to grow and do their thing, wherever path they choose. And, you know what I'm saying? We help. We made an effort. We did whatever we could. You know what I'm saying? Don't want nothing in return. We not that kind of person. We did out the kindness of our heart. Even with everybody from our past, help them out. We never asked for nothing. We just asked them to be real with us, be faithful, have our back. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about us. And they did everything the opposite of what we asked them not to do. So now we at the point where, we're not doing that no more. No, we're not doing that. We got tired of people spitting in our face, talking about us, lying and all that stuff. No, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. So, find the balance between, gentleness and justice. It doesn't mean you have to tolerate people being oppressed towards you or Islam, your life, whatever the case may be, or wrongdoing. Islam teaches us to stand for justice firmly but respectfully. And we're going to make sure we say it's correct because it's in our wisdom. be a sheep towards righteousness and a raging bull towards evil. That's basically what that's saying. That's basically what that's saying. Be a sheep towards righteousness and be a raging bull towards evil if it exists in the brotherhood. You can still be strong, be firm under Islam, and still be respectful. We don't care if somebody calling you a B or a H, MF. I said we don't use no baby talk. None of that stuff. They cuss in your face. They putting their finger in their face. As long as they don't put their hands on you, just stand and be like, okay. They can insult you, and this is where we are now. They can insult you, tell you stupid, you ugly, you short, you fat, you don't know now, we don't know what we're talking about, all that stuff. All you gotta do is hit them back with teachings, hit them back with Islam. Bet they'll shut up. We've seen it happen already with us and with our husbands. Bear money, because they can't outmatch that. They can't out talk that. They're gonna try. Please believe they're gonna try, but they know they can't. So with us, and everything we're saying with us being a Muslim woman, people think, that's weakness and it's boring. No. And we can speak on our personal journey. We're still strong. We can still stand on what we believe in and still be firm, still be modest. We ain't got to, put ourselves out there. That's one of the other reasons why we said we're not really worried about going viral or being popular on social media. Everything that we're doing, everything we're saying, we know and we believe is going to reach the right people. And if it's not for you, like we said, it's not for you. Ain't no hard feelings at all. Ain't no hard feelings at all. And that's why we do that. We can still be strong. This is the strongest we can say we've ever been in our life, under the Islam. Ever in our life. We've been strong before, but it's 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 different this time. We can feel it. It's different because we actually standing for something. We actually believe in something that we have come to know to be, real. Everything else we ever tried in our life has failed miserably. This is the one thing we've done. We've seen results. We've seen our body change, our mentality, everything change. Even, our emotions, which those are almost gone. Probably gone already. Shoot, we don't even know. But gone because of how we've been treated. We've been, cast out, outcast. People turned their back, forgot about us, moved on. All that stuff, don't want to deal with us because our name done changed, our life done changed. We ain't half naked, putting ourselves out there like we used to be, which means those were never really our people. They was just there for a benefit because they thought they was going to get something. And they seen the filth and the nastiness of us, and they loved it. Half naked, booty, breast out, all that stuff. They loved it. And ironically, we hope this makes sense. We actually weren't even doing that to get attention. We was just doing it because, what I'm saying, that's what we love to do. That's the only time we really was dressing like that. But other than that, we was at shows, covered up, all that stuff. What I'm saying, doing our own thing. But yeah, we never really even was making an effort to put ourselves out there like that. So that's why we glad we ain't got to really worry about doing that now. We definitely ain't got to compete or do what other people are doing. You know what we're saying? And um, Sister Clara Muhammad was the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is really the only example we have of someone that embodies softness with strength. She stood by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad through everything. Him teaching, him being in prison. I'm pretty sure they probably had their ups and downs. Who knows? But they stayed together until they both left this earth. And she didn't stray away from her faith. She stood strong. She stood firm. We wish we could find more information on it because we've been looking it up. But we just love. She had the glasses on, what I'm saying, a headpiece and everything on. She sat there, no makeup, no weave, little jewelry. You know what we're saying? Natural. Like she took care of herself. She loved herself. She stood on what she believed in. She stood by her husband's side and didn't seek no attention. I'm pretty sure it wasn't social media at the time, obviously, when they were here. Duh. But that's the only example that we really have, under Islam. Because everybody else is out here so deviating, they doing it all wrong, which is another thing that makes it hard for us to do our job. But we know we're gonna run across somebody, so we're not worried about that. That coming. But yeah, she is the perfect example of that embodies softness restraint. She never was loud, argumentative. She submitted. She bowed down. She stood by her husband's side. She was there with him up until she left this earth, and she embodied that. You know what I'm saying? I can still be strong. I can still stand by my husband's side and still be a Muslim woman, still be strong. She's the OG sister captain to us. So, like we said, that's the only example we have. And we have on our wallpaper, on our phone, all that, all that stuff. So, that's the best example we have, the only one we have. And that's the example we look to follow. We know, like we said, we'll never be perfect, but we gonna get as close as possible. We will never be her. We'll be Sister Captain Manima Muhammad, and do that in our own right, our own way. Still be strong, still be modest, all that stuff, and still do our job. So we are definitely proud. We not ashamed. We are not ashamed. Um, and we have no problem submitting. We're saying we have no problem submitting at all. Allah is our source of inner power, our source of inner strength, especially on our hard days, because we have them. Yes, as a Muslim woman, we still have them too. We still go through things. And no, just because you follow Islam don't mean problems gonna stop. It don't mean life gonna stop. But now you got the truth and you know how to handle it and take it head on. Like, that's all you got? Let's go. We got this. Oh no, we ain't finna quit. We not finna back down. Just like today, we don't feel like doing nothing, but we gotta get out here and get to work. Yeah, all that stuff. So with that, we can't go wrong, and we can only speak for ourselves. Like I said, we're not forcing nobody. We're not no preaching or nothing, but this is our experience. We can only speak for ourselves. And of course, we talk about Sister Clara as well. But yeah, it's our source of inner power, inner strength, inner belief, our inner motivation, our father, our teacher, our leader. I, yeah, we saying it, which helped us understand the difference between a healthy submission and what this world want to project onto you, they little so-called opinions, they so-called advice and all that stuff. Now we know how and what it means to submit in a healthy way, because we did it before in a not healthy way to the wrong people. They had no clue how to bow down, submit, let alone lead. But now we know how to do that in a healthy way, and it doesn't diminish us or say anything, small or tiny about us in any way, shape, or form. It just means we willing to step up and do the job. We willing to still step up and be strong, and no matter how we dress, which we gonna be modest every day, we can still represent ourselves, be strong, and be powerful. So that's it. That's all. And modesty and faith, it's helped us with our confidence. It really has, because we, how can we say, we dipped in and out of self-love and self-care and self-confidence. We would start up and then stop, start up and then stop, all that good stuff. And we didn't really embody that like we should, being around the wrong people, looking to them for something that's within us, and they couldn't provide it. And when we didn't get it, we was highly disappointed. You know what we're saying? So we had to realize, and it took a while. Just realized this a couple years ago. We had to look for that within ourselves. You know what we're saying? Our confidence, our self-love, our self-care. We had to realize we in control of our own path, our own destiny, everything. You know what we're saying? And we gotta wake up. We gotta stop being irresponsible and get this together. It's really on us. And following Islam has helped us do that. Walk with our head up, walk with confidence, not care what people think. We know they're looking, we know they're watching, obviously, but help us just be better and be aware, be more careful how we carry ourselves, movement of our body, and just loving ourselves. We will never, we can't say this enough. We will never ever be perfect, but we know now how to carry ourselves different, be more confident because we know we're never alone. We know who's walking with us. We know it takes strength and power to do anything that we're doing. And we are so proud of ourselves for doing that. And we telling y'all, all my sisters out there, this is absolutely worth it, especially your life. You know what we saying? So what? You ain't gonna be viral on social media. Okay, you ain't gonna be popular. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? The place that we want to get to, and we wish we could get into that on the show, but the place we want to get to is gonna be a lot better than any views or any followers or any likes. You know what I'm saying? Being viral, being popular. That's the way we living and what we're doing now. We not ever, we don't regret it at all. It wasn't a part of the plan, but we don't regret it at all. It's helped us. Man, people just don't know. It's helped us so much. Like, for real. Just get up and get ourselves together, do something different, which we always felt that we were. Step out the norm, be the first one to have some balls and some audacity, stand up, help your people, which is something we've always wanted to do. And we want to do that through our music and modeling and stuff, and we still plan to. But, you know what I'm saying, now we're doing it different. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with being different. It's nothing wrong with, being unique and standing out and, just doing something other people don't want to do, or they don't have the courage to step up and do it. You know what we're saying? So, following Islam, for all my sisters out there, it can help your confidence. It can help you look better, feel better, only share and reveal things for your husband. And yeah, we can't put it no more simple than that. So yeah, that's our journey. There's nothing wrong with being soft. You can still be firm and still be, strong, fierce, powerful, a leader, an example, and hold your head up, love yourself, be confident, stand on what you believe in, don't turn your back on it. People gonna turn their back on you. Like we said yesterday on we're talking real topics, we had to be the bad guy. But if they ain't your guy, your master, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Like we said, people gonna force their life or their opinions and all that stuff on you. But you know what I'm saying? We got power now. We got something different, and we don't regret it. And it's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In today's world, in today's society with social media, that puts so much pressure on people to be something that they not. And we just, we tired of that. We're not finna keep in something we're not. And we gonna step down a different path, and that's what we chose to do. So being a Muslim woman in today's world, today's society with social media, is hard, but it's just a test. That's how we taking it, to see how much you believe, how much you're gonna stand on what you believe in, and that's it. So wherever you live, we've been led to Islam, and being a Muslim woman, that everybody got their choice. That's why it's called free will. So, like we said, our job is not here to force nobody. We just sharing our personal journey and what Islam and what Allah has done for us, and the things we face and the things we deal with in today's world and today's society. And that's it, that's all. So what we're going to do, you guys, is go ahead and take our first break. We're going to play some music, and when we come back, we're going to talk about power and peace and action and navigating the world as a Muslim woman. Close out and give you guys, of course, all our social media. So thank you guys for joining us this morning. We will be back All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Queen Mimi Blog Show. We just saw her husband comment. We assume this from when we was talking about Sister Claire, but yes, if you guys don't know who she is, please feel free to look her up. Once again, she was the wife of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they were the Nation of Islam. So now it's our job to do what they doing. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So with all that being said, we're gonna continue on. Before we went to the break, we said we was gonna talk about power and peace and action under Islam, under your life, under everything. Everything. We do mean everything. How to hold your boundaries in place, which is something we are hell bent on standing on at this point in our life. We done set so many boundaries. We know people looking at us like, well, damn, you got anything else you finna do? Not at the moment, but it's coming. Because when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to act like you're sick and tired and you're going to do something different. You know what I'm saying? That's what we tell all these young girls out here. You get tired, you will get tired. We can promise you that. We can give you all the advice in the world. We can give you the books, help you with everything. But you ain't going to put in the work. Everything we saying is going to be null and void, and you ain't going to listen. Then you're going to look at us like we did something wrong, and we know we ain't do nothing wrong. And you know what I'm saying? Like we wronged you or whatever. But, you know, you're the one that's not listening. So you got to make that make sense. But, yeah, stand on your boundaries. You ain't got to be loud. Everything we saying today is something we had to learn. You ain't got to be loud with saying or doing anything in your life. That's how we used to be. And that's one of the things we had to kick ourselves about and check ourselves on. Even now, because we still was loud under Islam. Our husband will tell you, when we first started learning, probably like that first year or so, loud, still going back and forth, combative, taking the hard road, because we didn't understand and we didn't know. But once we did, we took it and applied it. Ladies, you ain't got to be loud to do all that craziness to be seen. You can walk in the room with your mouth closed and command that whole entire room. That's something that we had to learn. You walk with grace, with class, with dignity. You ain't got to get all in these dudes' face. And I'm saying, look at me. Do you see me? You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. And that's something we never did too. You don't have to do all that. Somebody talking to you, they want to argue with you. You can walk away. Of course they're going to call you weak. Of course they're going to think they won. Let them. Of course they're going to think you a pussy or you scared. But it's not about that. It's about protecting your peace, setting them boundaries. Look, I'm not finna stoop to your level. You do you. We gonna do us over here. Just keep whatever you doing the hell away from me. So you ain't got to be loud. That's something we had to learn. You can still talk. You can still get your point across. You ain't got to cuss and use baby talk, as we call it in Islam, baby talk. Because when you cussing, that's how you really sound. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing, music, talking, speech, whatever. And as a Muslim woman, you can still talk, carry yourself, conduct yourself, move your body, all that stuff with grace. You ain't got to do it to get attention and bend all over. I wonder who's looking at me. Why do you care? Even if they are looking, guess what they're looking at? It ain't your face. It ain't your mind. It ain't your mentality. But then we get offended. Why are you looking at me? Stop staring at me. Well, stop bending over like you want some attention. Stop dressing like you want some attention. Even with the outfits and the way we dress now, you know what I'm saying? We do get a lot of compliments, you know, when we be out here working. But it ain't really for that. It's not. We've learned that we can still look good, be beautiful, yeah, be sexy, and still be modest. And we can still cover up. We have a small frame, so you know, a lot of stuff we wear, we have to make sure we be careful with it. But the journey with that has still been fun though, because it's like we can match this, or I can still buy that and put me a shirt up on it. Bam. If it's something that shows our stomach, okay, I'm gonna have to get me a tank top and put that on there. So If it's something that ain't got no sleeves, because we have to wear everything with sleeves, get us a little jacket or something to put over it, just like we're gonna be wearing today. Cover that up, bam. This little thing we sit. Yeah, we working on that. We gonna leave that at that. We working on that, y'all. But even like we said before we start learning Islam, we never was the type to seek attention. We never really was. We know that's gonna sound hard to believe, but we never really were. We just like dressing the way we dress. Like even till this day, we wonder why men approach this, and we know now. But we say that because we never was okay. Look at me. You see my body. We never was like that. Even when we performed, we just got on stage, did our thing, and know what I'm saying, went home. We went to a video shoot, photo shoot. We just did our thing, went home. And not everybody tried to, get at us, but you know what I'm saying, some did, but we never put ourselves out there like that. So we always wondered. And now, under Islam, we definitely not doing that. You know what we're saying? We definitely not doing that because we ain't the type that really need attention. We stay to ourselves. We be home. We actually basically born. We pop out when we feel like it. We do our thing when we feel like it. We not moving how the world want us to no more. So we just we just fade away. You know what we're saying? We carry ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We just walk. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot to get here. It took a lot to get here. And with our work, because we do like DoorDash, we be in our car majority of the time anyway. On time we get out is to take food to the customer, leave it at their door, go inside the restaurant, get the food or whatever. But most of the time we be in the car anyway. So even when we be out and about, community, work, what I'm saying, with our husband or whatever, we still have to carry ourselves like that. And we have to. We got to move with grace and set them boundaries. Now, you ain't finna just approach us. You're going to talk to us with some respect. They see that headpiece on our head, they turn the other direction. We not dressed, with our breasts and our booty and all that stuff out. They turn the other direction. Good. Because we already know what you was coming for. You just want to see how fast you're going to get it. So, yeah, that's good. We don't want that. Bottom feeder. Nah. No. And, just a few tips for, cultivating peace while staying assertive. Like we said earlier in the first segment, you can still say what you need to say and get your point across. You can still tell somebody to go to hell without telling them they can go to hell. You can still stand on your beliefs, stand on your business. You ain't got to be loud, argumentative. You say your point. You ain't even really wanting to be understood or listened or whatever. They're going to understand what they want to understand. So you can't make nobody understand. You can't make them comprehend. You just say your piece, say your side. If they start getting loud, even they want to put their hands on you, you know how to walk away. It's called being the bigger person, protecting your peace. It don't mean they won. Even if you did that and you realize it wasn't working like we did, change it. Of course, they're going to think they won. They're going to think you weak, you scared, all that stuff. Let them. You can't control them. I'm going to let y'all have that. Whatever you heard about us, that's the point we at. Whatever you heard about us, believe it. We're not here to change nobody's mind no more. Convince y'all that we're a good person or convince y'all that we worthy. Allah said we were. Our fathers said we were. Our messengers said we were. That's all we care about. You're not either one of them. And even with our husband, he comes after us. Mm-mm. People just don't know. Spend too much time, put in too many years, being evil, doing everything the opposite of what we were supposed to be doing. And now we changing all that. It's 39 years. No, it was like 34, 35 when we accepted Islam. So about 33 years of unrighteous, not loving ourselves, no compassion, we had compassion, take that back. Arguing, combative, back and forth, fighting, defending, explaining. 30-something years of doing that, of going through nothing but pain, loss, heartache, disappointment, going through all that. You know what we're saying? So now we reverse, now we changing all that. And we almost there. Like we said, we will never be perfect. We cannot say that enough, but we are almost there. So you can still be peaceful, be modest, be humble, and still be assertive. You just have to learn when to do it. And a lot of times it's cutting people off, breaking away, and keeping your distance from them. And we mean cut them off, don't ever speak to them again. Because toxic people are toxic people. We don't care if it's your family, friends, business, whatever. Toxic is toxic. Heck out of here with that. People want to, no, that's your family, that's your husband, that's your friend. And they don't mean me no good. They don't give a damn about me. But people don't want to hear that. They think just because you blood or you're in a relationship or whatever, that they're supposed to just keep doing what they're doing and you cool with it. They still supposed to have a spot in your life. No. I don't know who told you that, but no. Then they get mad when they get cut off. And it's really because they have no access to you. Because remember, they're born. Their life is born. Nobody cares about them. They talk about you, they listen. So they ain't got nothing to talk about no more. They not doing nothing with their life. What they gonna do now? You know what we're saying? So you have to remember that. You can still be peaceful, and a lot of times that's walking away. If you have to talk to that person, you ain't got to get loud or be combative, especially us. We're going to be in a garment or a dress, dress modest anyway, head covering on. Okay. Hit us with whatever you got. But we hope you have the truth when you do it. Because you're going to be mad at us if you ain't already mad. Just saying. So we just tell people, if you ain't got it, shut up. If you don't want it, shut up. If you don't like us, shut up and just leave us alone. You want to do your own thing? We are not mad. Ain't no hard feelings, but this how we move, how we operate, how we think. We are not no hoe. We are not no harlot. None of that. We are a righteous Muslim woman, the original Asiatic, and we're going to carry ourselves and we're going to be treated that way. For the people that don't, sucks to be you. That's all we got to say. Sucks to be you, because now you messing yourself up and we ain't even did nothing to you. All that stuff. So walk away. You know, some people, a lot of people, they just not worth it. They really not. What we doing? Explaining ourselves to people that don't have their life together, don't want to do better. They want to judge you, count you out, doubt you, and we love when people doubt us. Oh boy, this time around, we got some work to do, but wait, we can't wait. And we always gonna have the last laugh because we know we didn't do wrong by people. We was in self-defense mode. We helped everybody, never asked for nothing. Put a roof over everybody's head that did us dirty, and look how they did us. Payment's coming. Like we said, we don't bother nobody. You know what we're saying? We stay to ourselves. Another thing with peace, being modest and graceful and all that, is staying to yourself. We don't bother nobody. So whenever somebody comes at us with some static, we got a right to defend ourselves. We have a right. But we doing it different though. We doing it different. We just don't say nothing at all. I'm gonna let you have that, man. Think what you want. They talking about us, and our daughter was doing that, my oldest daughter, and we actually had to stop her, and it wasn't her fault. She ain't doing nothing wrong, but we had to stop her. Like, what she said? Our sister and our mom, we was talking greasy advice and all that good stuff, and before she even finished, she was like, is there anything positive? That's what we asked her. Is there anything positive? She like, oh no, mommy, it's not. Then I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it, because more than likely, we already know what lies you're telling. We know how you talking about us. We know what you're saying. We don't want to hear it. And we're not at that place in our life anymore. Like we said, we operating and moving different. And we learning stuff every damn day. So if it ain't motivating and positive, or they ain't checking to see how we're doing, which they don't, so we reciprocate, we don't want to hear it. If there ain't nothing righteous or anything that's going to help our people in any way, shape, or form, don't want to hear it. Keep it over there where you at. We can promise you, we ain't never got to speak again. We are not going to lose no sleep over a hater, over an infidel, somebody that don't want to, okay, yeah, get on. So, navigating this world as a Muslim woman is beautiful to us. We know a lot of people will probably see that as a challenge, staying true to our modesty and our softness, with people competing, like we said, with social media. Everybody want to be famous and be viral. They compete and look at the other person's life and, stress themselves out about what they got and why I ain't got it and all that stuff. And everybody's so outspoken, and they think they got something to say, and the way they dress and hair and weave and makeup. It's not a challenge to us because we used to do that. Duh. It's not a challenge, so we know exactly what they're doing already. So we was comparing ourselves for a minute, which is why we had to take our little break. We had to step back and be like, oh, wait a minute now. You doing everything different on your platform. You're doing everything you're doing for a reason. Don't you do that. Don't do that. You are not them. Allah did not create you to be like them. You do your own thing. The right people will come. So we stopped doing that because it's social media, and we hate that it was ever even made. We really do. Yeah, we use it, but we miss the word of mouth, the old school way people used to network. We actually talked on the phone, you know what I'm saying? We actually showed up at events. Now everything is on Zoom or webinar, online. You ain't got to see nobody in person no more. You know what I'm saying? It still have little business and networking events, and we're gonna start going to those too. But we missed that. It seems like social media, everybody just video chat, you know what I'm saying, talk to each other on DMs and all that stuff. And it's hard. It's hard if you make it that way. And that's what we was doing for ourselves. We was making it hard on ourselves, comparing ourselves to infidels and people that ain't even they're helping themselves. Everything we're doing is to help other people. You know what we're saying? Not that it's a competition at all, but we just saying we're doing stuff different. That's it. You know what we're saying? And navigating this world, we've learned we got to stand on what we believe in. We've already, number one, we got to stand on what we believe in. Number one. Number two, we've already been the villain, the bad guy. We've been labeled as a deadbeat mom and all that stuff. We can't say that enough. So we might as well see it through. Three, we've seen the change. We've seen the growth within us, the enthusiasm, the self-love, the self-respect, the self-discipline that's emerged from us. And we've always known, number four, that we don't have to be like other people. We thought it was something wrong with that, at one point, but now we know it's not. There's nothing wrong with being different and standing out, stepping up, being a leader, being unique. We absolutely love it because we're doing something different than what we see other people do. And let's make this clear. We are not knocking nobody for what they do. They do it over there. They do their thing. We're doing what we do over here. So with our faith and, our values, we managed to turn it, like we just said, into our own unique leadership style. Still be modest, still be firm and strict with our point, but we can still be graceful, still be merciful. That's what we've learned. You know what we're saying? And y'all gonna see us with our hair covering on, our outfits. We actually put ourselves on a dress schedule. So we have our little, casual. We have our business wear, which we're gonna have on today, and we have our Muslim dresses, which we gotta get some more. Oh, we gotta get some more. But we're gonna work on that. We got all that. And we're gonna be dressing every day. We know people be like, it's like we can practically read their mind, and I'm saying their face. They be, she got to wear all that, just do DoorDash? Yeah. One thing we do love about DoorDash, because they do have their good sides. We can wear what we want. You know what we're saying? We can wear what we want, dress how we want. So ain't no dress code when it comes down to delivering food. And two, we love looking good. You know what I'm saying? We want to look good. We want to feel good when we go out here in this evil world. Already gonna be people plan to be evil. They plan it because it don't happen by accident. You know what we're saying? But we want to go out here loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves. What's so wrong with that? I mean, you do your thing, we gonna do our thing. You know what I'm saying? We like looking good. We like feeling good, smelling good. That's one of the things as a Muslim woman. You can't walk out this house looking like you just rolled out the bed like a bum. As Honorable Elijah Muhammad teach you, walk out that door every day looking at one. We don't care if we got on something casual. You walk out that door every day looking at one. Let them talk. Let them. So we see on TikTok, let them. They gonna be, well, she got the, why she got, we can practically read their mind. You wouldn't understand because you ain't got no love for yourself. And if you had any idea how we had to pull ourselves out from the trenches, from our bootstraps, and how much energy it took just to fix ourselves and change our damn life, you will understand why we're doing what we're doing now. And you know what? Even if you don't, like we're saying, no hard feelings. This ain't for you to understand. This is not your path. This is not your journey. It's ours. And we're the ones in control of it. And one thing about us, we working on the inside of us, and that's getting so much better. It's getting so much better inside. We're dealing with our own issues, our own mental, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. And we're getting so much better with it. We reading affirmations every day. We saying positive things to ourselves, deleting things out of our head, people that don't even deserve to be there. No, we're not finna give you no room. And working on the outside. Because there ain't no point in working on the outside and working on the inside. That's why we always say work on your inside first, and then everything else is going to follow suit. So, yeah, we had to take our faith, and that's why when we first started learning this, I think we said this already, we had to take a little break for a minute. We didn't do nothing until we figured out, okay, we can do this, and so dress like this, fit in here, XYZ, ABC, do it the right way, still get our point across, let everybody know who we are, what we do, still be modest, stand on our faith, our values, all that. Still lead and do it our own unique way. And when we get a sister to teach, we're going to do the same thing because that's a part of our job. And we cannot wait. We've had a couple and we still got the line open. So they would change their mind. You know what we're saying? We here. Like we're saying, no hard feelings. Trust and believe. Because we know we here to help. We want to help. We actually do want to help. We're not just saying that. We actually do. And we don't mind at all. And we know that's probably more likely something that Allah saw with us. You know what? We ain't even complaining. We ain't complaining at all. So yeah. For us, it's not really hard at all because we know where our path is gonna lead us. It's not really a challenge. Even when we first started learning. You know what we're saying? Taking everything and doing it our own unique way and still staying true to our faith, our beliefs, our lifestyle. It wasn't really hard. Man, the first is realizing what we was doing wasn't working with them. So, all that good stuff. And yeah, you can still lead a better life, ladies. You can. You can. Everybody thinks it's the end of the world because you can't do certain things, but it's really protection, and you got to be this outspoken, loud. Islam is peace. We're not combative. We're not confrontational. We're peaceful. We don't bother nobody. So that's one of the things that we absolutely love. For real. For real, for real. Okay, you guys, we're going to stop running our mouth for a minute. And we're going to play some more music. Get ready to get out here and get to work. And we're going to come back and, of course, close out for you guys and give you all of our social media to where you can catch the Queen Mimi blog and, of course, all our other shows as well. And, yeah, then we're going to get out of here. So we will be back on the Queen Blog Show. y'all. We are back on the Queen Mimi blog show. So what we're gonna do, you guys, is close out the show for today. Give you guys all our social media. Then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here because we got to get to work. So like we said, just to reaffirm everything we've already said, y'all. Softness is not weakness. It's strength with elegance, class, dignity, loving yourself, you know, all that good stuff. Now I care what other people think. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna stay in your own lane. Be you. Cover up. Help somebody. Lead. You know what I'm saying? Still get your point across. And you ain't got to be all out, argumentative, none of that stuff. You can still be modest. So, ladies, that's what we encourage everybody else to do. Embrace your modesty, your power. Once you get it, hold on to it. Please do not let it go. And your peace without compromise is non negotiable. You know what we saying? Non negotiable. For the people that can't get on board, might be best you cut them off 9 times out of 10 because they're not gonna get on board. Especially they see you changing. You want to be different. You want to keep being stupid and keep being used and treated like a doormat. You know all that good stuff. Yeah, that they ain't gonna like that too much. But who cares? And we always see people come with that excuse. But I just wanted this for your life. I just wanted you to. Who cares what you want? It's not your life. Just like with us. People that say, we just wanted you to, we just felt like, who cares? And that's not a shot. You can take it how you want, but who cares? This is our life, and we wanted to save it. We made a decision. Nobody forced us. Nobody put a gun to our head. Nobody made us. We made a decision. So who cares? Who cares what you want? Who cares what you asked for? You're not helping. You're not supporting. You're not motivating. Get on. We're not going to put up with that, and we don't have to. So you can't get on board or support or whatever. You don't like us. You got a problem with us. Probably best we don't speak. You stay where you at. We're going to stay where we at. That's it. That's all. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and give you guys all our social media where you can catch the Queen Mimi blog and all our other shows. And we're going to get out of here. First and foremost, you can catch the Queen Mimi blog show this Friday and every Friday morning, live 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, our heartfelt, empowering platform where real life issues meet genuine inspiration. So we hope you guys join us as we dive deep into topics that matter, including motherhood, mental health, modest dressing, like we talked about today, marriage, self motivation, and the importance of knowing your worth, and numerous thousand other topics as well. So y'all come hang out with us, listen every Friday. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you guys can follow us on all our social media. You can subscribe to both of our YouTube channels, The Queen Mimi Radio Show and The Queen Mimi Podcast. Follow us over on LinkedIn, Queen Mimi, Twitch, Queen Candy 85, TikTok, Queen Mimi, Clubhouse, Queen Mimi 77, and of course over on Red Note as well under Queen Mimi. And we said we go live on Twitch, you guys. All of our shows are summing this up, y'all. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Queen Mimi blog every Friday, podcast every Sunday, radio show every Tuesday, other podcasts we're talking with topics every Thursday. Live on Twitch, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you guys can also, and we're gonna make sure we merge all this together soon. Catch Miss Candy music on all music streaming platforms. Our song Soul Survivor, I Am, National Anthem, and Selfish. Just go to any music streaming platform, type in Miss Candy. We got new music coming soon, you guys. It'll probably be January of 2026 because we're in the process of writing and producing right now. But it's gonna be January 2026. We're gonna combine all our music. Get rid of that account because we no longer go by Miss Candy, but that's all we got right now. So we're gonna merge everything under Queen Mimi January 2026. So you guys can check it out on either platform. So go stream it, check it out, download it, share, copy, like, We appreciate it. And you can catch the Queen Mimi podcast and the rest of our shows on any podcast streaming platform: Anchor, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, just to name a few. So with all that being said, you guys, it's time for us to get our behind out of here and get to work. And do what we got to do today. All that good stuff. So you guys enjoy your Friday. It's the weekend, y'all. We know it's the first week, kids back to school. We know y'all dealing with that as well. We got 2 grown, 1 on the way to graduation, so we got 1 more left. So we already know, y'all. But you guys enjoy your weekend. Take care of them kids. Make sure they get what they need to get. Don't work too hard today. You know, all that good stuff. And we will talk to you guys Sunday on the Queen Mimi podcast. You guys enjoy your day.